As an economist, I knew that to reverse years of economic decline, we had to instill fiscal discipline, grow the economy, and invest in human and physical infrastructure. These actions would form the building blocks of a turnaround that would deliver an unprecedented 36 quarters of uninterrupted growth, create 9 million new jobs, and add 53 million people to healthcare while keeping government coffers stable enough to merit credit upgrades at the height of the global recession. In my first State of the Nation address, I said that we would create wealth by developing the labor-intensive, skills-intensive sectors such as ICT. From scratch, with only 2,000 workers, we created what is today a global powerhouse, the Philippine BPO industry. We achieved this by promoting strategic investments in 3 areas. First, digital infrastructure. We encourage more broadband services in cities and identified growth areas. Thanks to these investments in connectivity, the cost of international calls went down from 40 cents to 2 cents a minute to the VoIP. The number of internet users jumped from 2 million in year 2000 to more than 24 million today. That's why you have an infrastructure for BPO and ICT to develop. And so that no Taiwan tremor or tsunami can cut off our cyber services from their global clients, we encourage PLDT and Globe to invest billions in having more than one international telecommunications gateway. So throughout all of the calamities around the world, our BPOs continue to operate 24/7. The second area for investing was an appropriate policy and legal environment. We created the Commission on ICT, chaired by Ray Chua. It is guided by the policy that the ICT sector should be guided by the market with minimal government interference. For example, if the market calls for call centers, we should not force them to specialize in something else. Instead of regulating, we gave incentives to developers of IT parks, assisted investors in identifying promising provincial sites, built more transport facilities to those sites. And this morning, I went to one of the IT inaugurations, and the chairman of the board told me that after he met me in 2007 in New York in one of my trips, he decided to come and invest in the Philippines because we have a very strong intellectual property regulatory framework. This philosophy of letting the market determine business decisions but supporting them drove the fast growth of call centers. Now the market is further leading the growth to the higher value-added segments of the offshoring and outsourcing industries, such as accounting, legal, medical, personnel, and administrative services. And third, before I go to the third, about the second, about how the market has been leading to these services. Earlier I mentioned in the year 2000, salaries were very low. Today, a BPO agent begins with 15,000 pesos, not including bonuses and allowances. And as you go up the value chain into IT, today when I went to the IT center, many of the employees that I talked to were expatriates. They had done IT work in Singapore, in New York, in China, in the UK, but they came home because the salaries are comparable to what they were receiving abroad, plus they are able to be with their families. So because of BPO and ICT, we have a regime of better salaries and better pay. But that means the third investment, and this is where JRU is so important, the development of human capital. We start with the basic education. English as the medium of instruction, which we are restoring, and with making our young people, our high school students, familiar with the computer and the internet. So more than 5,000 public high schools now have computer laboratories. Almost 4,000 of them have been connected to the internet. And in technical education and skills training, we have invested 3 times as much as the combined budgets for 3 previous administrations. And a very large portion of these investments goes to scholarships for the BPO and IT industry. But I understand that ADEPT is, in JRU, is a self-supporting course. You are not getting any money from the government for that. In fact, you are giving the government skilled manpower that will man the future of our economy, and that is the growth sectors like ICT. So congratulations to JRU for that. So thanks to the strategic investments by the public and the private sector like JRU, billions of investments have been poured into the country, creating 500,000 new jobs in BPO and ICT. Today, the Philippines, with 90 million people, has challenged India's 1 billion population for BPO supremacy. Compared to 0.02 billion in 2001, our BPO industry earned $7.3 billion in 2009. Not far behind India's $9 billion for call centers. And for the second time, the United Kingdom's National Outsourcing Association awarded the Philippines as the offshoring destination of the year. The 500,000 jobs we are creating in ICT are part of the legacy that I am happy to leave. A legacy of hard work, a strong and stable economy, renewed global engagement, major investments in healthcare and education, and dramatic improvements in physical infrastructure like roads and bridges, irrigation, and roroports. Much remains to be done, but I am determined to turn over to a new government, a new Philippines ready for the challenge of bringing the nation to the verge of first world in 20 years. 10 years ago, you were children. 20 years later, 20 years from now, you will be the leaders of our country, whether you are in politics, in business, or in civil society. I hope that by that time, the preparations that have been made for you in this generation will serve you well. And in these preparations, I want to thank JRU for playing such a big role in preparing our human capital to go to the first world in 20 years. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Thank you.